Today I want to talk about a principle that has changed the way I approach a lot of different things. So this is something from Derek Sivers. Derek Sivers is an author, a former entrepreneur. He wrote a book called, here I'll pull up his book, Anything You Want by Derek Sivers. Sorry, I'm going to resize this, my OCD. Derek Sivers, Anything You Want. So he wrote this book, and it's a really good book. It's dense. Like, the chapters are like a minute, 2 minutes long, and he kind of tells the story of his company. CD Baby was the company that he started. So he tells the story of that, but there's like little lessons and principles in it. It's so good. In this book, I tell you everything I learned from starting, growing, and selling CD Baby. So he's really cool. He actually has there's something he came up with that you've probably heard other people, try to copy, or I don't know. I've heard people say this and not give credit to him, but the hell yeah or no idea, where if someone presents an opportunity to you or asks you to do something, it should be either hell yeah or you say no. There's no in between. If you're like, okay, kind of. So that's really cool. But the thing I want to talk about today is this principle right here. I assume I'm below average. I'll just read this. It's pretty short. 96% of cancer patients claim to be in better health than the average cancer patient. 94% of professors say they are better than average teachers. 90% of students think they're more intelligent than the average student. 93% of drivers say they are safer than average drivers. When I learned this, it shook my soul. At first, like almost everybody, I thought, yes, but I really am above average. Then I realized I was doing it again, so I decided to gamble on the opposite. Now I just assume I'm below average. It serves me well. I listen more. I ask a lot of questions. I've stopped thinking others are stupid. I assume most people are smarter than me. To assume you're below average is to admit you're still learning. You focus on what you need to improve, not your past accomplishments. Many people are so worried about looking good that they never do anything great. Many people are so worried about doing something great that they never do anything at all. You destroy that paralysis when you think of yourself as just a student and your current actions as just practice. Oh, so cool. I definitely fall victim to this thinking that, like, I'm above average in everything, like I used to, that's why I say this has affected like the way that I think about things so much. Cause I genuinely approach things as like, oh yeah, well I'm special. I'm above average. Like if I make YouTube videos, they would be unreal. Like the most interesting, the most entertaining. Like I would put freaking Logan Paul to shame because I'm just me. I'm just so special. That's the way I thought of it. And I think a lot of people do approach things in that way, which is why he says many people are so worried about looking good that they never do anything great. Many people are so worried about doing something great that they never do anything at all. So if you've ever recorded yourself or you've ever made a video and or ever, I've seen this with like taking pictures. Like someone takes a picture and they immediately want it deleted because it's the real version of them is shining through in the picture, not the made up version that's in their own head. So the thing about this though is like you assume you're below average, or you assume that you're just a regular person, like you start making YouTube videos and you're gonna suck really bad. Why? Because you're just regular. You're just like everyone else. So you're going to be really bad if you've never done something before. How can you expect to just be great at it? It's like we kind of have this attitude of like back in the elementary schoolyard playing, like I go and play basketball and that kid just has talent. That kid's going to be good. And we assume you either have it or you don't have it. But what about like the ability to build up a skill, to get better at something? So how long can you really suck? I guess is the question. If you keep doing it, if you keep persisting, all of a sudden you're not going to be below average. All of a sudden you're going to be an average YouTuber or an average TikToker or freaking writer or whatever it is that you want to do. All of a sudden you're going to be average. And then all of a sudden you're going to be a little bit better than average, but it comes with time as you practice it. Like I I used to hate ping pong. I used to suck at ping pong. And when I got to my current company 6 years ago, I wished that they had foosball because I'm a big foosball guy, or I used to. Like in school, I would play foosball a lot and never ping pong. And then I started playing ping pong because they would all play, and I would go into this room, into the ping pong room, and it would be like this musty smell, like kind of BO and cologne mixed. And there'd be these guys, like the Indian executives that were like amazing at ping pong. They're like 5 feet back from the table, just hitting these looping shots, and they'd have their shoes off, and it'd be real stinky and nasty. And I was like, I didn't want to play with them. I mean, I couldn't have played with them. I would have been so bad, but I would play with guys that would play with them that were like worse. And the ball would hit off my paddle and shoot off in different directions. And I just kept playing, you know, I played every day. And for many, many hours, I used to joke that I was actually like a professional ping pong player because I was getting paid to play ping pong. Don't tell anyone at work, but yeah, I would play a lot. And slowly I got to be pretty decent where I could, you know, play with these guys and it wasn't like embarrassingly bad. And then after a while, I got to be, you know, pretty good where I'm hanging with these guys, these same Indian dudes that would take their shoes off because they had these fancy loafers that kind of, you know, slope up at the toe. So they would take their shoes off, but I'd play with these guys and all of a sudden I'm like, you know, keeping up with them. And now like years past, this all came to a terrible screeching halt with freaking COVID, and I haven't played ping pong in a long time. But we would play every day, and then all of a sudden I was playing with these guys, and I was beating them, you know, like pretty consistently. I was beating these guys that before I was so impressed with. So yeah, I think it's just like if you have the attitude that like I need to succeed from the second I start, or I need to be good, or I need to be the best from the second I start, you're just never going to start. Like he says, many people are so worried about doing something great that they never do anything at all. And I've started posting on YouTube, and it's, you know, it's not, I know that the videos aren't that great, but I know that I can get better at it, just like I did with ping pong, and I know I will get better at it. So that's what's been on my mind. It's like with, you hear people so before we got a dog, I thought, well, when we get a dog, it's going to be like super well trained. The dog's just going to walk alongside me, you know, out and about. It's going to sit in the car perfectly, because I'm going to train it because I'm special and I'm like, you know, better than everyone else. But then we got a dog, and yeah, she's trained kinda, but not to the extent that I, you know, originally thought. Same thing with like having kids, where I was like, I'm not going to be a slave to nap time, or I'm not going to be this kind of a dad, or I'm not going to do these things. But like, you realize when you have kids, like, oh wow, I guess I am just a normal person. I guess there's nothing special about me, if not just my desire to get better and my willingness to keep trying at something. So yes, you're below average. You're not as cool as you think you are. But if you work at it and you continue to practice, you can get very good at whatever skill it is that you're working on. So don't expect to be amazing right out the gate, because you certainly won't be. That's my rant for the day. Hope you guys have a good weekend and, you know, Friday night, and I'll talk to you later. See ya.